devastation for the Aberglasslyn Ants, with one of their own rugby league players succumbing to injury, plus a minute of silence for the Newcastle Knights, as well as 20,000 in a close match in Newcastle Rugby League, as Central Newcastle defeat First, the Hunters Rugby League community is reeling after another tragedy at a local game, aka match on Saturday, which left a man in his 20s in intensive care. An unconscious Aberglasslyn Ants player was airlifted to the John Hunter Hospital with critical injuries after a serious on-field incident at Fingal Bay near Port Stephens. Paramedics were called to Rocky Point Road at Fingal Bay at about 3:30 p.m. to assist a man whose name has not yet been publicly released. The man was taken to the John Hunter Hospital, but unfortunately, he sadly died from his injuries yesterday afternoon. It's a number that one of their players has always been having under his shirt. And because of that, the Aberglasslyn Ants have now lost one of their players. And because of that, their players have now got it. But however, one of their players was involved in a horrible tackle gone horribly wrong, which occurred up at a Newcastle and Hunter Rugby League match on Saturday, which left him unconscious. But of course, he was airlifted to the John Hunter Hospital on Saturday via the Westpac Rescue helicopter service. But sadly, yesterday afternoon, he died. Since then, the local sporting community has paid tribute to him on social media. Also, the club that he played for, the Aberglasslyn Ants, said that he'll be remembered as one of the kindest souls. As the sun was settling over McKeechie's Oval yesterday afternoon, we remembered you. A post on the club's Facebook page read, As we lay to rest our 8 jerseys for the remainder of the season in your honour, we remember you as a friend, a brother, a father, and simply one of our kindest souls in our club. The club said it would not reveal the identity of the player while his family comes to terms with the enormity of this loss. Mayor Maitland's Deputy Mayor Mitchell Griffin also expressed his condolences on social media when he said this, my deepest condolences to his family and friends and also all the players and members of the club. He commented, such a difficult time. Also, the local AFL community was rocked by the deaths of 5 singles and AFL Roosters players during a fatal bus crash in the Hunter Valley a week ago. Still in Rugby League, and the Newcastle Knights and more than 20,000 Rugby League fans stood in silence at McDonald Jones Stadium at the weekend out of respect for the victims of the Greta bus crash. A week has passed since the tragedy, which claimed 10 lives, and further memorials are expected to take place in the coming days. It was an emotional one to come, but of course, the Knights and fans paying respect to victims of the horror Greta bus crash with a minute of silence during Saturday's game against the Roosters. Players huddled together wearing black armbands and the crowd of more than 20,000 people fell silent in honour of the victims, the survivors, first responders, and loved ones whose lives have been irrevocably marred by the loss. Knight's players will also donate personal memorabilia to help fundraising efforts. Last Sunday's crash, which killed 10 people and injured numerous others, has seen grief sweep across the Hunter and the nation. The bus was carrying wedding guests when it overturned at a roundabout in the Hunter Valley on June 11, which was last Sunday night. The bride, groom, and a number of the guests are associated with sports clubs, including the Singleton Roosters AFL club and the Warradite Cricket Club. The driver of the bus, 58-year-old Brett Andrew Button, is facing numerous charges relating to the crash. Players and fans at rugby league and AFL games across Australia have paid tribute to the victims of last week's tragedy. Also, all local AFL games were cancelled at the weekend as a mark of respect. Near the scene of the crash, an outpouring of support can be seen in a mass of floral tributes and cards with words of condolence. More public memorial services and liturgy will be held across the Hunter this week, while one will be held at Newcastle's Sacred Heart Cathedral at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, while an emotional service will also be held at St. Patrick's Church at Singleton at 6 o'clock on Thursday night.
To the right they go.
To Newcastle Rugby League, and in round 12, the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys have spoiled Curry's day by beating them with a win, 34-32.
Spectacular stuff from the Bulldogs. They hit the front. The players have lost it. The crowd's lost it. The old boys are dancing.
Also, the Curry Bulldogs were in front right throughout the game until the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys stole it. Right throughout the final few seconds of the second half.
Had a no look pass out to Mackin. On the bus up. There he goes again.
And of course, as Curry continued on, it was one of the best for the Bulldogs.
Brian and Donny wrap him up. They got their tails up at the moment here. The Bulldogs can leap over.
And they certainly were. Running with the ball. The home side scoring. Both sides, both the Bulldogs and the Butcher Boys managing to score, with both Curry and Central Newcastle scoring a lot.
Where has this been all year from the Bulldogs?
I didn't want to say upset last try. Starting to think it now though.
O'Brien.
But of course, the Butcher Boys came back.
Really brought the ground. Last one here for the Butcher Boys. Dengate will go for the sky and the cross kick. It's a test here for Wallets. Coming through is Kane Anderson. Picks it up beautifully. Justice with it. Randall breaks with it. He's back for the corner.
It was a battle of the old foes.
6 again for the Butcher Boys. Morris was flying onto it. He had to stop to take the pass. He's got over anyway.
Wow.
Gregory Morris gets his first for the afternoon.
As the Butcher Boys managing to score.
You hear a pin drop here at Curry's forced ground.
Just what they didn't want.
Trailing 28-20.
Right on 10 minutes to go. And
which was then converted by a goal.
Let Curry in just a simple error that led to this. Well, not that simple. It was quite a difficult kick to take. But
then Central managed to quickly kick a goal.
in the end, right?
20.
12 for the last 6.
Then Curry had a player centre. Then, worse than that for the Curry Bulldogs, they had a player sent to the bin for 10.
Did he ground the ball though?
Yeah, that's what's
Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter.
who of course
Yeah,
didn't last
yeah.
for the entire game because he swore at a referee.
Yep. I'm going to try.
But of course, as Curry scored, it was just, and of course, as Central Newcastle scored, it all had to be theirs.
So Stephen Gate right in front of the posts.
Then it all had to be tied up.
So Tyler LaCruz Campbell, he's come up with some big plays in defence. There's another one. Surely come in too. Yeah. Scrum here. 15 out. Centre field. Whiten to feed it. Griffiths is on this left-hand side. McIntyre, they come to Griffiths on the left.
Then Curry scored 32 to 28. But it wasn't enough as Central Newcastle scored back to win the match 34 to 32.
The Kelly chant goes up once again, but there's still 4 to go. Is there another twist?
What happened in the last 4 minutes? What's happened in the next 4?
But this was 9 v 11. All players have put on an outstanding performance. A heartbreak for Curry, but well done to the Butcher boys for hanging in there.
And that last try, I mean, it's unbelievable that we were only talking, it felt like...
With the Butcher boys winning 34 to 32.
Butcher boys had knocked on him that far left.
Summer deals now at Hadley's. This giant Boulder men's mountain bike just $449. And this giant Enchant ladies mountain bike just $449. Giant deals at Hadley's.
Wake up in the morning, gotta get because the Herald is the best way to start your day.
Being born in a hunter is just amazing. Being raised in Newcastle is just the most amazing experience. Going to a nighttime game is just absolutely incredible. And calling Newcastle home is just, it's amazing. And To ice hockey, and the Newcastle North Stars have had mixed results, first losing to the Canberra Brave on Saturday before securing a victory over the Central Coast Rhinos on Sunday. It was just spectacular for the North Stars, who were just too strong for their F3 derby rivals right throughout the game. And of course, because of that, the North Stars are back home at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium at Warners Bay on Sunday, where they face off against the Adelaide Adrenaline. Two other games of Newcastle Rugby League and Lakes United have gone down to Wyong 30-18. Well, the match you just saw earlier, Central Newcastle took down Curry. Of course, despite getting onto the good side, and of course, Western Suburbs couldn't get the job done, going down to the entrance. Also, good news for South Newcastle. They secured a home game win at Townsend Oval over the Macquarie Scorpions, 40-18. And of course, Maitland have all but continued their undefeated winning run, just in time that they're one of the best teams to get through into the finals, 52-10. While Cessnock had the bye. Of course, round 13 kicks off this Saturday, and of course with the Curry Bulldogs hosting South Newcastle, while Maitland is back at home against rival Cessnock. Wyong is back on the Central Coast and are up at home against Macquarie, while Western Suburbs are up against Lakes United, and Central Newcastle are at home at St John's Oval against the Entrance, while the Northern Hawks have the bye. To round 9 of Hunter Premier Rugby, and Hamilton and the Students shared the points, while the Wanderers baited Southern Beaches, and Mayweather Carlton suffered its first loss of the season, going down to Maitland, 29-19. Meanwhile, round 10 kicks off this Saturday with Hamilton taking on Mayweather, and of course the Students are up against the Wanderers, or the Two Blues, as they are called, and the Southern Beaches are up against Maitland. It was just amazing for the Newcastle Falcons up in the NBL 1 East. They beat the Hornsby Spiders. First, it started off with the men's, with Newcastle's men securing a victory.
Might get another chance here. Good, just play it out. Oh, that's a long way. Yes! He's made one! Should have dribbled it out, I think. But anyway, he waves to the crowd. What a finish for him. The young fella.
Then Newcastle's women also secured a victory.
I wish I could shoot like that. Oh, come on now, Butchase. Putting pressure on the defense.
Of course, Newcastle, too good for Hornsby, right throughout the game.
Great opportunities for those to play at the national level. Here we go, 3 minutes 50, Kingham on repeat. No. Girls, ladies open. That's way too open there. 3 from Hornsby. Oh, that's it. I think they'll dribble that one out. Next.
While it was also huge for the Maitland Mustangs, they secured a win over the Sydney Comets.
Over the outstretched hands of Wani. Clock run out. And there we have
starting off with the men.
Mustangs take it, 85-67 over the Sydney Comets. Bang! Bang!
And Maitland's women also securing a win, just in the final few seconds.
Oh, she's missed.
Oh my God!
Has Sydney Williams just come away with the game-winning tip?
Hold on.
Count the bucket, Maitland wins!
Maitland have won
Can you believe it?
by 1 point.
Maitland come away
with
with
Maitland
a
winning 76 to 75.
tip.
It was an emotional one. Right up at the game between Muswellbrook and Singleton in the Group 21 Rugby League competition, both teams standing for a minute silence to honour those.
Thank you very much to everyone involved.
10
And of
people
course,
killed
the man in the middle with the
last
whistle,
Sunday
his
night's
first game
tragedy.
to the field.
And of course,
He's going to collect it.
Muswellbrook
It's Wade McKenzie, and
managing
he
to score the match-winning try as well as the game.
Well deserved to Wade McKenzie as well. He's had a big game in the book. He's 20 seconds and counting down. 30 points.
Of course, in the other games, Greta Blankston also won 34 to 16 against Scone, while Denman beat Aberdeen 32 to 28, and Muswellbrook managed to defeat Singleton, which is the one that you saw. In the Hunters, to round 15 of the Hunters NPL men's competition, and Charlestown Azzurri has beaten Lake Macquarie with a 4-0 victory. It was just incredible for Charlestown Azzurri, who were just too strong for their rivals right throughout the game. Then Azzurri managing to score another one just before the second half started. Followed by two more in the second, as Azzurri managed to keep it up 3-0. Then a fourth and final goal to wrap it all up. As Charlestown Azzurri managed to win 4-0. Then, in the other games, Lambton secured a 1-1 draw with Edgeworth, while Adamstown beat New Lambton. In the other games, Broadmeadow secured a win over Cooks Hill, so too did Western, who defeated Newcastle Olympic. Also, Maitland defeated Valentine, what a match you just saw just then. Charlestown defeated Lake Macquarie. In round 14 of the women's competition, and Maitland has secured a 1-0 win over Adamstown Rosebud. It was a battle of the two teams, but however Maitland managed to secure a victory. Of course, only one goal managed to quickly help Maitland to a victory.
Go! Heel, Sophie, our movement off the ball's got to be better. We're too static, yeah?
Of course, that's how it stayed though. And in the other games, Newhampton defeated the Mid-Coast 8-2. And of course, the one you just saw just then, Maitland defeated Adamstown Rosebud 1-0, while Newcastle Olympic defeated Charlestown Azzurri 3-1, and Warners Bay's losing streak continues after they suffered their heaviest defeat to Broadmeadow Magic 11-1. To the Northern League 1 East. To round 17 of the Northern League 1, and Toronto Awaba has secured a win over Wallsend 1-0, while South Cardiff secured a 3-2 win over Singleton. Also, Cessnock City had the bye, while West Wallsend also secured a win, edging out Belmont Swansea 1-0. Also, Cohiba and the Thornton Redbacks were forced to share the points at 2-2. And of course, before I go tonight, and of course, let's have a look back at 2022, which was last year. And of course, it was Scone Public School who managed to beat Bathurst in a Classic Shield final of rugby league. Because of that, it was part of a high school rugby league grand final. And of course, let's have a look. It was the Hunter up against the Central West. Because of that, all the matches were played up at Cessnock in the Hunter Valley. Then the best one came for Scone. They eventually scored. And of course, the home side all but happy. With Scone leading 10-4, it was just absolutely incredible. Scone led at half-time 10-4. Then Scone got back. Straight to the right. Just above with another try. Now 14-6 was the score, and it was amazing for Scone, winning back-to-back Classic Shield finals right up at Cessnock. It was part of a high school rugby league grand final, beating Bathurst 14-6. Of course, that's about it for now.
Well, as the
of
momentum
course,
changed,
from all of us here, good night.
why would the old boy shut up every quarter today? Connell. Out to the right they go. Tunnelvasser. He's been threatening all day to break through Tunnelvasser. Just hanging on. Kalipa down the short side. McIntyre. He's got the chasers coming through him. Wayne Griffiths. Can he get the ball? Spectacular stuff from the Bulldogs. They hit the front. The players are lost it. The crowd's lost it. The old boys are dancing, I think. Some of them rushing through the bar. Josh Griffiths turning back the clock with that one. What about the bounce? Yeah, I'm certain there was some sort of set play going on there. Kalipo had a no-look pass out to McIntyre. There he goes again. Seems to get past that first defender. That's not that big a Griffiths again does the dummy. Brian and Tony wrap him up. They've got their tails up at the moment here. The Bulldogs can leap over in a dummy half quickly. Does plenty of dummies. Great